Hi, I'm Paul, Program Manager here at Azure Group. Azure Group is a Microsoft partner who specializes in cloud-based solutions going from no to low to high code, and I'll be bringing the real-life experiences of working with these tools and connect the dots for you.
Hi everyone, my name is Taruna Kaur and I'm the SMB Business Application Solutions Lead at Microsoft. Fancy words to basically say that I represent the voice of SMBs. And today I'll be actually throughout this series, I'll be bringing in the coolest and the latest from Microsoft to make sure that I help you navigate through the thousands of features that we have in our applications. Together with Paul, we will be walking you through some of the fundamentals of modernizing your business management solution. Together, Microsoft, SureWeb, and Azure Group, we're collaborating in this webinar series to help you demystify all of the different aspects of Dynamics 365 Business Central, which we think your business can benefit from.
I mean, through the meetings that we've had with businesses and us being one ourselves, we understand the main pain points businesses are facing when dealing with digital transformations of their processes. So, with Microsoft's cloud-based technologies, with SureWeb's expertise in optimizing the Microsoft technology stack, we at Azure Group have the experience to and the ability to bring these things to life. So welcome to Azure Group's YouTube page. We are currently launching our first web series to be part of our Microsoft channel dedicated to Dynamics 365 Business Central.
And if you're wondering if this webinar series is for you, we think that if you're part of the operations team or finance team or IT team at your business, that you'll find a lot of really good content and value out of this webinar series. Or if you're experiencing some type of business pain point where you know that you're not getting the most out of your systems, we think that this webinar series will actually help you see a little bit more clearer in terms of what is the art of the possible with modern technology.
I mean, we're doing things a little bit different with this web series. Our goal is through short, one-topic videos. We aim at demystifying Dynamics Business Central, as Taruna has said at the beginning. We were looking to accelerate your business growth. And in this episode specifically, we'll be exposing you to various pain points your businesses may be experiencing. In future episodes, we'll be providing you a clear explanation of Dynamics Business Central, its components, and with it, how to alleviate your common business pains. So make sure you subscribe to this channel to be notified of any new episodes being released. And also, if you like this video or you have a comment or questions, please just make sure you write them down below, and we'll get back to you on those. So go right ahead, Taruna.
Yeah, so we think that with some of the systems that businesses are using today, that you'll often find that they don't communicate with one another. And so we call this siloed systems. And what this really entails is that your systems cannot be interfaced or they cannot interface with other systems. And so when we're trying to get the information from one system to the other, there needs to be a little bit of a manual bridge that needs to be created to get that information. So, for instance, if your lead system is not connected with your invoicing system, you basically need to input that information a little bit more manually. Or another example is that your timesheet systems is unable to link with your payroll system. So that basically creates a lot of redundancy in the way that you're doing work today.
I mean, often with us working with businesses, we see that they're spending a lot of time coming up with some elaborate plans just to get these dysfunctional systems to communicate. We just find that it's time wasted by those businesses.
Exactly. And so that basically creates a lot of manual processes. And so some of these elaborate schemes that Paul was referencing about are basically human links that need to now start speaking for the machines because they're not doing as much. And so when you have siloed systems, you basically need to have someone that does the speaking for them. And so the responsibility tends to fall on the employees in that instance. And what this could create is maybe a little bit of faulty human error and also a couple of manual mistakes as well, or people that just want to skip some of the processes that you have to accelerate the outcome. And so, more importantly, what happens is that you're taking away some valuable time from the employee to focus on more valuable and impactful activities to do this manual process.
We've seen, like, even with our own in business development, that any manual process is really considered a risk. So we try to remove every step that is manual within our processes because they're kind of considered risky. And even in businesses, we see the exact same the dichotomy.
Yeah, no, imagine if your CRM system is not connected with your invoicing system. So what that actually what happens then is that if there's a last minute change to the order, someone needs to actually go remember that and change the order to ensure customer satisfaction. And so this is just one of many examples. Maybe it's a far-fetched one, but we have seen that come through as well. And usually it's because the systems are not connected to one another, and it requires a lot of kind of manual bridges.
And so with, like, what we've also seen as well is that with the first two pain points that you've mentioned and that we've been discussing with the siloed systems and the manual processes, it creates, you have the duplicate data. You also have potential discrepancies within that duplicate data. And so you're going to have some issues where you're trying to figure out, okay, where's the truth? Where's the correct value? And working through your systems for that.
Exactly. And so exactly. So it goes back to human error.
Mhm.
And so as Paul, you've mentioned, duplication of data is a real thing. And often if the systems are not connected, if you update the information in one system, it doesn't carry through in the other. And so let's say that your sales lead, that person no longer is in the company. And so as a seller, I'm usually the first person to get that information. So I'll update my CRM system, but if your systems are not connected with the invoicing system, we may be sending that invoice to a person that no longer works at the company.
Mm.
And so that requires a lot of duplication of data. And just because we update the data in one system, it doesn't necessarily mean that the data is updated in the next.
No, makes full sense. Let me get into a little bit of the security side of these. Part of our what we deal with a lot is that, for security specifically, multiple systems come with multiple logins, multiple permissions, and managing that security matrix can become difficult. The data that we're all working with is critical, and the failure of protecting this data becomes extremely damaging to a company. So sometimes with siloed systems and employees exporting data from critical systems into, specific files, that the strong security that your systems have, exporting this data may not have the same security, and therefore, like, the integrated systems start becoming critical in maintaining that security because you can implement policies so that you can assist in covering those weak points that can be created by manual processes.
And it's a real concern for businesses today. I think I saw the stat that 67% of businesses are scared of cybersecurity today, especially now that so many employees are working from home or working remotely. There's definitely a security concern in the market.
There's a lot of news on this, and there's a lot of stuff that's kind of scaring a lot of our businesses. When we have those discussions with business, it always becomes one of our first topics to discuss is that security. So it's something that we really need to make sure that we're good on. Top of all of that, though, even with the security, with having this information, it's very important to report this information properly. We're finding that a lot of our customers this is one of their difficult pain points as well, is that reporting can be a difficult task linking multiple systems and the respective data together. And also, with elaborate reporting systems, they can become rather costly. Most are not user friendly or manageable by business users themselves. So we get a lot of incidents or requests to say, hey, can you create this kind of report or that kind of report? Most systems allow you to extract tables into specific files and things along those lines, but even that can become cumbersome and difficult with managing different systems outputs with different types of files, and then you're becoming no longer real-time reporting. And in a world that we are today, 30-minute old data is really outdated.
Oh, absolutely. The importance of reporting is so much more real today. As a consumer, I'm expecting all of my goods and services that I order to almost come to me instantly. And so, if we don't have almost real-time reporting, it's harder to understand where the growth areas are in your business, what to focus on in the future if you're not getting that real-time feedback back to your employees, to your team. And so you're absolutely right that there's a lack of reporting, and especially because of siloed systems, manual processes, and everything else, businesses today are not able to act on their data as quickly as they should.
And even if you have those great systems to do that reporting, another reason why you have this delayed access or delayed reporting is that you don't actually have access to the systems that you're trying to use or the reports that you're trying to generate. Any inability to access your data can be a hindrance to progressing through the work that you're trying to accomplish. Being unable to see that new lead or to see how the loss of that old lead affects your planning. Because of the fact that this data is not accessible where you are, it's almost considered a failure there. Digital access is not only for the work that you're doing today, but it's important for recruiting or retaining talent that you might have coming forward.
Yeah, I'm really, really glad that you touched upon that because I think that is such an important aspect today for businesses, especially that so many employees were able to prove their value by working at home, being as productive or maybe even more so than they were in the office. And so when we're looking into retaining talent, I think remote access is going to be a huge part of that. When we're talking about recruiting new talent, I think the expectation is that there is going to be some type of remote capability within each role. And so I think that is the future that we're headed into.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So let's just quickly cover what we've discussed over this in this video. We discussed siloed systems, manual processes, duplicate data, security issues, insufficient reporting, and lack of remote access. In the real world, you may not have all of these pains, but if one of them hit home for you, well, this series is definitely for you. This new web series we've started gives us. Please just give us some comments down below of which topics you'd like to hear more about or which topics you'd like to learn more about.
Yeah, and the entire series is basically going to be dedicated to Dynamics 365 and helping you understand that there is light at the end of the tunnel. So you may be experiencing all or none of these pain points, but there's a way to help modernize your business. And so we're going to look into all of the different potential departments that you have in your business, how we can help them with some modern technology. But obviously, although we're focusing on Dynamics 365 and specific points and features, we'd love to hear what you want out of this webinar series. And we're asking you to be agile. And so we'll be agile in turn and make sure that we're giving you all of the information that you need to run your business.
Yep. So thank you very much for watching our season trailer to our Dynamics 365 Business Central web series. Our next episode will be in the series will be dedicated to introducing you to Dynamics 365 Business Central and what it can do. If you like this content or you think someone in your network will benefit from it, please share, tag us to get a chance to win a one-on-one consultation with our team. And make sure you subscribe to this channel to be notified of any new episodes being released.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to the next one. Thanks,
Me
everyone.
too.